Hey everybody, this is Vanessa. This is my first voice recording video, I guess voiceover, and I really wanted it to be a Reylo piece that I'm doing it on, and the reason for that is because it's kind of what got me kind of drawing and noticed, and like on Tumblr and Instagram, people just really liked my Reylo stuff at the time, and I haven't really done a lot of it recently, but this piece is actually from a week or two ago, but I really wanted to get back in the groove of doing Reylo stuff again, and maybe in the future I will do that. But yeah, again, this is going to be my first voiceover, and so please forgive me for my rambling that I know is going to happen and any awkwardness, because that's just who I am. We'll get over it together. But yeah, right now in this drawing, it's just going to be a simple portrait of Rey and Kylo together. I wanted it to kind of look like a old photo, which I know in the Star Wars universe they don't really have like old photographs really, but I just like the idea of them posing together and being happy in the future, and that's why their hair kind of looks a little different. Like Kylo, he's kind of got like this boyish kind of hairstyle, but I didn't want it to be like the Force Awakens hair where it was nice and like perfectly like molded. I didn't want it to be the Last Jedi hair, which was like his depression stage, so I kind of want it to be a little shorter, just, like still kind of loose though, but Rey's hair is also longer than it is in the Last Jedi, so yeah, that's a little time gap that I wanted to work out. And right now, in this drawing, I'm working on her left eye, which just irked me the entire time I was drawing it, and even at the end, I kind of wish I would have done something a little different with her face. But I am mostly happy with the drawing, and like right now her lips are just like really crooked, but I think I fix that later, but I don't know. I'm still mostly happy with it, so I can't complain too much. Well, I can complain, but I just won't. And yeah, I really love the whole Rey and Kylo dynamic, and just they're my favorite couple in the Star Wars universe. Han, Leia, they're cute and all, but I just really love like the whole Dark Prince and scavenger from nowhere who's nobody, and he's just like completely like head over heels like smitten with her, and it's just like this huge powerful thing between them. I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, right now in the drawing I'm just kind of doing the line art. Before that I had like a super rough sketch, and then I did a another more detailed sketch on top, and then I go back again with another layer and do the line art all over again, because I like my line art to be super crisp and detailed, but I'm like really picky with it. Kind of annoying how picky I am with it. But anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing right now. I just really love drawing Adam Driver's face a lot. Like I love Daisy Ridley's face, and I love drawing her too, especially all of her cute expressions that she does in basically any photo or movie that she's in. Like she's just got this most adorable face. Oh yeah, and I hadn't saved up until that point, so that's just me being an idiot. And yeah, Adam Driver's face is like super like kind of angled and kind of like, it's not symmetrical, like as symmetrical as most features are, especially like in the Hollywood scene, like all these guys that are super like cookie cutter. I don't want to say cookie cutter because that's kind of mean, but they're all handsome in their own respects, but I think Adam Driver's just got this different kind of new age look that people didn't realize that they were attracted to, but a lot of people are. But yeah, just like really drawing the noses and full lips. I just really like drawing lips. But yeah, that's what we're at right now. And I'm, going back and redoing her eye again because that was annoying me. And I've been kind of doing a new thing with my eyes recently. If you follow me on Instagram, like a couple months ago, you'll know. But I kind of just blur out the pupil. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. It's just something I've been playing with. But yeah, I like the effect that it has. It makes it all kind of soft instead of like these harsh pupils that are just kind of like staring into your soul. It's a more soft kind of gaze that they're giving you instead. So I might do it in more of my future stuff. I might not, who knows. We'll see when we get there. And one thing that I kind of don't like about this drawing is their clothes, or, I don't know, I wish I would have done a little more stylistic clothes instead of just making it look like he's got a bath towel on around his shoulders or something like that. But once again, I'll grow and I'll learn how to do it right eventually, but today is not that day. And another thing I wish I would have done is a little more detailed background. I wish I would have had like an environment or something behind them, but I just end up doing like a soft kind of textured background, which is fine. I do that for a lot of my drawings, and you know, if you do it too, that's perfectly okay. But I just want to get to the point where I have backgrounds and they're not just kind of sitting there with a camera in their face or something. But we'll get there. And later on in this piece, I do get rid of Rey's ponytail that's hanging off of the picture. I just did not like kind of how unbalanced it made the whole picture. It kind of made it a little heavy on the left side, just kind of falling off the screen, so I do get rid of that later, and I think that's fine. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of filling in their skin tones and making their blush and giving their skin a little bit more life to it instead of just the flat colors, which I love adding blush and highlights and shadows to their faces. It's, you know, it always changes in every piece, and, you know, depending on the lighting and stuff that's going around them. So it never is like this one structured, oh, it has to look this way. You know, you can play with it as much as you like and, you know, add different effects. So that's one of my favorite things about drawing and coloring. And I used to actually kind of hate coloring. Like, back when I was in high school, like 6 years ago, I would only do, like, lines. I only wanted to draw on Sharpies, I only wanted to draw on pens. I didn't like pencils, I didn't like color, I didn't like anything besides line art. And I think I've grown past that in the past couple of months. Like, you know, I've been only drawing digitally for like since December of 2016. So it's been a journey. So yeah. I'm actually going to read like 2 questions that I have in my Tumblr inbox that I haven't gotten to answer. One of them is an old anonymous one. I never got to answering, so I apologize to this anonymous person, whoever you are. I love you, and I am not ignoring you. I just never got to answer. Their question is, what are your favorite tropes in Reylo fan art? My favorites are fan art that depicts Rey touching/kissing Kylo's scar, or Kylo using his cape to protect her from the cold or the rain, and the red thread of fate. And I do have to agree with this anonymous person. I really like their whole, like, they protect each other, you know, they just kind of are, especially in The Last Jedi, it's just like this whole cute, like, soft, but also really angsty kind of, like, oh god, I don't know the word for it, but it's just like super angsty and fluffy at the same time, which I love. I also do like the whole touching and kissing his scar, which I think I've done in the past, like I've done drawings like that. I think it was Reylo prompt actually, and I do have a ton of Reylo prompts in my inbox that I never got to, so I apologize to those people as well. Anyway, yeah, another Reylo trope that I really love is Death and the Maiden, which is like this kind of Hades and Persephone sort of dynamic going on between the two, like, you know, where the death guy, who would be Kylo in this point, is like, you know, sees himself as a monster, and so does the maiden. You know, she sees him as like this irredeemable, like, basically kind of villain, but then it becomes a little bit more of an understanding and then compassion between them, which I love, which in my other OTPs, like, that's all I like, basically. They're super angsty and romantic and stuff. Like, one of my other OTPs is Eric and Christine in The Phantom of the Opera, which is kind of Death and the Maiden too. I don't really care for them in a romantic way, but I just love the dynamic between the two. And I also like, in the books, The Song of Ice and Fire, which is Game of Thrones, I like the dynamic between Sansa and Sandor, also known as Sansan. I just think that it's just this huge understanding between two characters who would never ever be in contact with each other if they could help it, but kind of fate throws them into, you know, making them understand each other more, which I just love. Anyway, another ask I have was from Josh the Reylo fan, who is an avid follower of mine, who I appreciate sincerely. His question was, how will you prepare yourself emotionally for episode 9? We still have more than a year to go, but filming for the movie starts in July. I'm feeling good about Ben Solo making out of this alive and Reylo a happy ending, but it could end bittersweet. And I do agree with you there, Josh. it's definitely gonna be a little bittersweet, I think, because this is Star Wars, nothing's gonna be too happy. It's all gonna be a little, you know, space drama and space soap opera, so we'll have to deal with that. But preparing myself emotionally for it, I was not emotionally prepared for The Last Jedi, so I'm probably not going to be prepared for episode 9 whenever they decide to name it. But I did get spoiled a lot for The Last Jedi. I didn't mean to. It was back when the Tumblr app didn't have the blacklist tag, and I couldn't blacklist anything, and I didn't know how to do it on the desktop. But, you know, I would just see everyone's speculations and everyone's talk of what was happening, and I was like, oh my god, like, but I couldn't stop myself from reading it, so it is my fault, you know, I'm not going to blame everyone else on Tumblr for it. I just couldn't help myself, and I was like, oh my god, this is happening, or this could happen, and yeah, I had like a list of things that I already knew before even seeing the movie, so I don't want to get spoiled too much, so the next time I'm just going to, like, not even use social media, probably, for the first couple weeks that it airs until I get to see it. But yeah, back to the question, I sort of like rambled, but anyway, yeah, I do think that it's gonna be a happy ending between the two of them, and, you know, they gotta have Ben Solo live, otherwise what's the point of the whole movie? You know, like, even if he is a Skywalker, you can't kill him, like, it's just not gonna happen. But yeah, I'm very excited for what's gonna happen in the future movies, especially if they have any spin-off videos and stuff, so definitely looking forward to that. And that's all the asks I have, so I'm just gonna get back to talking about the drawing. You know, like, right now I'm just adding highlights and colors to the hair, which I love drawing hair. I hated it in high school, and I'm sure a lot of other people did, but now I'm actually okay with it, so it's actually one of my favorite things to do in my drawings. I just love all the movement that you can create with hair, and it just does a lot for what kind of character you want to create too. You know, like, if you want your character to look like super rough, you know, you give them a style of hair that you think a super rough person would have, and it just works in so many different ways. And yeah, I'm talking about the technique right here. I talked about that earlier, the blurring of the eyes to make it kind of look soft, which is something that I'm, you know, still working with, but I don't know if it's too anime, but that can change, you know, in my future. I'll get more, you know, skills or more angry with time, and I won't do that, so yeah, my mood depends a lot on what I'm drawing. So yeah, it's almost done in this drawing, so I think I'm just adding the highlights and stuff to their faces, which I also love doing. I've come a long way from hating coloring to actually liking it a lot, and it's just nice to go back and look at what your process is. That's what I love about YouTube videos and like Speedpaints. I just get to look back at everything that I've made, and it's just kind of cool. That's what I'm here for, you know? And this drawing is just about done. I think I add a little highlight to them in the background to make them kind of come forward and it looks like they're glowing because, you know, why not? They're cute, they're space children, and I love them. But yeah, this video is almost done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of here since I've been talking for the past 13 minutes straight without a break. This is very hard for me to do, but I'll get better in the future. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.